Just when you thought Grace Randolph was about as bad as it gets on showing empathy for a man with Tourette's, Hollywood celebs have shed all impressions of virtue. Now, they're mocking the disabled. It's true. It's just too bad audiences are capable of saying no. And that's exactly what is happening to a Hollywood industry now wondering, hey, where'd our revenues, where'd our fans go off to?
Lord with Tourette's. I advise you to tell them they better read the room tonight, Lord.
Hello, friends. Hello, fam. Welcome back yet again. What a joy, what a pleasure to endeavor explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. It's what we do. And MagicalyMJ joins us today. MJ, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Pro. How are you?
I'm doing well, MJ. We are going to try our best today to give everyone out there the best way to live and be, but we want to make sure that everybody understands. We are not here to do some sort of purity test. We are not here to say that we are perfect and sanctimonious and we're better than thou. That's not what we're up to. But we are here to say that there is a line that if you cross it, folks, we can't deny that. We can't hide that. And if you go after disabled people, you just stink as a person, really and truly. And all of Hollywood right now seems to be filled with people who stink at being people. MJ, we're going to talk about that. First of all, I want to say, give you a chance, MJ, share out there, where can people find you and if they want more of this great commentary that's on the way?
Oh, thank you so much, Pro. I am at MagicalyMJ with 1 L. You can find me on Instagram or X.
All right, folks, smash that like button, hit that share, and subscribe. And let's dive in right now to the BET Awards. You won't believe how low they'll go. Folks, here's the way this is intro. This is the beginning of the show for the BET Awards. Now, you all know that a man with Tourette's recently in England could not help himself because he has Tourette's. He was there to receive an award for putting a spotlight on Tourette's and for advocating for those who have it. And during the award shows, he was yelling out, as people with Tourette's do, part of the tick. And the show censored everything for the TV broadcast except when he yelled out a racial slur as two men of color, as they say, were presenting an award. And so then that made that seem as if he harbored some sort of ill will towards them or was yelling out awful, terrible stereotyping kind of racial slurs. Okay, all of that said, that man was not acting that way. It was manipulated to make it seem like that happened, but he was yelling things all through the show. He can't help it. Now, BET, filled with ultra-rich celebrities, comes out and slams this man who is not a rich celebrity. Here's how they handled it, folks. It's just so awful.
Come on. Y'all got to pray with me, all right? Bow our heads. Let's go.
So at the NAACP Image Awards, the way they start this off is they're praying. It's a fake prayer. So it's already sacrilegious. They're doing a fake prayer to God, right, about a man who's disabled. We'll skip ahead to 110. See if we can get this right on the money, folks. 110 is where he's going to start the jokes about the man with Tourette's. Here we go.
And oh yeah, Lord, before we go, Lord, if there are any white men out here in the audience.
Now, MJ, not black men. You're okay if you're a black man out there and you have any of this kind of stuff go on. Not if you're a Hispanic man. You're okay. I'm not sure if you have mixed heritage. I don't know how that works. Asian men, not sure. Maybe they're white adjacent, not sure. But white men, white disabled men. This is the joke. White disabled men.
Lord with Tourette's.
And of course, BET Award starts cutting to the white men in the audience, including, I guess, this guy who's probably going to be arrested again. Who knows? He's going to go to jail. I don't know. Don Lemon's husband is over there.
I advise you to tell them they better read the room tonight, Lord.
Because that's what people with Tourette's can do. They can read a room and suddenly turn off their disability, which, by the way, is also how it works if you're somebody who's in a wheelchair. If you are at a BET award as a white guy in a wheelchair and everybody else stands up, you can turn your disability off. You can turn your being paralyzed off and stand up too. That's how that works. Or if you're Michael J. Fox and you're receiving, you're handing an award at the BET show, you could turn off your Parkinson's. You could do that and you could stop shaking and you could act like, normal, like these people want, right? You don't have to have your disability.
It might not go the way they think of it.
So if you've got a disability, MJ, it might not go the way you're thinking. If you have your disability in this room full of very, very wealthy people. If you're a person who has Tourette's or a disability and you're not financially well off, and you had that one big moment in your life, you're going to get the award, and in front of all these celebrities, you're going to be welcomed. The people who like you have Tourette's are going to celebrate. Hey, look what we can do. This is evil, MJ. It's flat out evil. The way a joke is a joke, but there's a power situation in jokes and humor. And when you have all the power, when you are, I don't care, this is the BET Awards, you're ultra rich. Camera's on you. And when you mock people based on their race and their disability from a position of tremendous power, that's evil. Because what else is there that, it would be worse about making jokes about? Just about nothing. It is a complete and total mockery of people who have less power than you in a way that it's unfathomable to me. They've made Grace Randolph look good somehow. Saint Grace is back again based on these people. MJ, what say you about this?
Oh, it's not surprising. They always rescue who they want to rescue, right? And bring up to the light whoever fell into the darkness, into the tunnel. They do it to themselves and insert foot in mouth, if you will. I think it's disgraceful to make fun of anyone with any disability, regardless of what it is, visible or not. And to sugarcoat that and to make it okay is only teaching our youth and that it's okay to do it. That this is why we have bullies.
Yeah. MJ. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, this is why there's bullies in schools, because they are learning from their parents. So now the parents are going to be, mocking others with disabilities. And then
MJ, I had not thought of this. Think about the kids with Tourette's in school now who are put in danger because it's okay now because the grown-ups on TV, the ultra-rich celebrities, they said it might not go the way that you think it is to people who can't control it.
Yeah, they're condoning it. They're sugarcoating it and they're saying it's okay. It's a joking matter. It's not a joking, laughing matter. I do want to say that I love stand-up comedy, and I do think that we should get back into being able to laugh about a lot of things, whether you're a leftist or a rightist, that's your preference. But I believe over the last decade, we've made it very easy to just everyone's so sensitive now, and nobody can take a joke. But this goes a little bit too far. And people are not understanding that the youth are looking up to these celebrities and these people with power and money. And it's just a shame. And it's heartbreaking to see everything spiral the way it is. And we always have hope that humankind can get back to a better place. And then when you see things like this, it's almost like, well, there you have it. Now you're going to go to a public place, whether it's a concert or an award ceremony. Not many of us go to those, but a venue with any entertainment, and you're looking to the left and looking to the right, and you're hoping that you're not getting judged, whether you have a disability that's visible or not. So what are you going to do? Stay in your house for the rest of your life and hide because you feel like you're going to be ridiculed for having something that's out of your control?
So we're all about free speech, and we're not about censorship. And when it comes to jokes, I understand you've got to be abrasive. That's part of what joking is. It's what teasing is about. But there are some lines that should not be crossed, and they're pretty obvious. And, I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody tells you that they have cancer. Now, I don't like that C word, and I don't want anybody to have it. And I hate it when people do have it. And maybe one day I'll have it. But I don't like that word. I really, really don't like it. And it's because it scares people. And, well, it should, right? We know why it's scary. And if somebody tells you they've got that, or if somebody they love has that, and you make a joke mocking them, that's not funny. No. And we know those lines, right? We know those lines where it's like, that's not the appropriate thing to do at all, because it victimizes, right? Because it actually does. Like, not the silly way that some people say, but like it actually takes your position of power and somebody else's misfortune, and it amplifies their pain. Right. It amplifies their misfortune.
Yeah.
And that's where it goes too far. That's what this does. You've got ultra rich people mocking a man with a disability.
That's awful.
Do you not have, there's no lower. Almost. I guess you could actually, go beyond mocking and physically being. We won't even say it, folks. But
you know what it takes for someone to get up in the morning, get dressed, and go to the grocery store, and know that because they have a disability. Now we're talking about the ones that are visible. How are people going to perceive? Are they going to treat me any different? Are they going to stare at me the whole time? People go into hiding because they feel like they're going to be spotlighted and ridiculed. I just wish that humanity can take things back a big notch, because we should be able to, like Pro just said, tease each other is okay, joking around. Even if you have a family, all families do it to each other, siblings, husbands and wives, but there's a line that has to be drawn, and there has to be boundaries, and we have to do better and teach our children better. And if you don't have children, just know that there's youth looking up to you, and they're going to copycat.
So, folks, if we go here, thatparkplace.com's critics say the joke crossed a line. It says the backlash centers on the fact that Davison has publicly discussed living with Tourette syndrome since childhood. The condition can include coprolalia, involuntary vocal tics that may involve socially inappropriate or offensive language. Mm-hmm. Following the Baptist incident, where Davison suffered a tic that forced him to yell a slur at Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, he stated he was deeply mortified by what occurred and emphasized the involuntary nature of the episode. For many observers, the context makes Cole's punchline particularly difficult to defend. Online critics argued the joke amounted to punching down at someone with a neurological disorder, a charge that had become increasingly common in modern comedy debates. And Piers Morgan says this: Hollywood continuing to mock John Davidson over his Tourette's condition is one of the most despicable things I've witnessed in a long time. Shame on Dion Cole and all those in the audience who laughed at his vile jokes. What the blank is wrong with you? Says Piers Morgan. I agree with Piers Morgan on this. I agree. There's something happening, though, here, MJ. There's something happening across Hollywood. They don't understand how unpopular they've become. And I'll give you an example of this. Again, out of That Park Place by Marvin Montanaro. She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany. Okay, this is the She-Hulk girl. She called for Scream 7 to be boycotted. That boycott has fallen completely flat, as this got a box office record for the franchise in its debut. Despite calls for a Scream 7 boycott from She-Hulk attorney-at-law actress Tatiana Maslany, the latest installment in the long-running horror franchise set off to a strong start at the box office. Maslany urged fans on social media to skip the film amid an ongoing controversy surrounding the removal of Melissa Barrera from the project over her activist posts online. So She-Hulk, Maslany, she wanted to make sure that this film performed poorly. Didn't stop it. There's Tatiana right there. There she is. She's playing Jen Walters, She-Hulk.
I heard this film did actually really, really well over the weekend.
It did great. Mm-hmm. The celebrities are not, they have not figured out yet that the way they act, the vile, disgusting way that they behave is driving audiences away. And when they make a call, the opposite happens. Mm-hmm. This man over here, this John Davidson, he was there to receive an award for advocating for people with Tourette's. And if that means that you're going to mock him, you're going to ridicule him, and everybody else who has a disability like him, you're a bully. You're just a sorry, terrible, awful bully who needs to change their ways. And I don't normally do this, MJ, but I'm going to do it. I don't normally get biblical here on the channel. Mm-hmm. And I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to proselytize. I am here to say we believe in the truth with a capital T, and we say it every single day here. But I'll just remind you, Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. For anybody who believes, and you don't have to believe to get this and understand that it's probably true. The king will reply, truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Hmm. Good and bad, folks. Good and bad. What did you do for the least of these? Now, I'm not saying that John Davidson is one of the least of these, but what I'm trying to tell you is how you treat others in private and quiet, how you treat others who do not have the same kind of platform as you, mm-hmm. says a tremendous amount about you. And if you believe in the divine, if you believe in justice, if you believe that there's something out there beyond the cosmos, boy, I don't think I'd be doing a mock prayer about that. You better be praying that there's not an eternity behind that curtain if you're going to mock somebody with a disability and everybody else who has a disability with a prayer that talks about violence, a pretend joke prayer. I don't think if there is any chance at all that there's a divine behind all of this, that's going to be found very funny. And
they find that very comical, but I believe the word does speak about people praying and not. It's like you might as well not even pray, right? Because prayer is about talking to the Lord and having a relationship with him. This is not a religious thing. It has not, man created religion, but prayer is supposed to be an intimate time with you and God, or if it's something that you do at the dinner table together as a family, it's about giving thanks. And if you're going to use prayer to crack a joke or do something like this gentleman was doing, you should really reevaluate yourself as a human being, because like I said, whether you're a person that believes in God or not, it's just not something that you should be doing. That's also mocking religion, if you think about it in a small sense. What about all the other places around the world that take time out of their day to do prayer? So you're pretty much joking around when it comes to prayer, and that's not okay.
Folks, be good to all God's babies. That's what you need to do. That's what we all need to do. The way this should have been handled is when the things were being yelled out, everybody knows, hey, there's a guy here who's being celebrated for having Tourette's. We're all grown-ups. We can handle that. You go, you put your arm around him after the show, and you say, I appreciate you being here. That was very brave of you. And I hate that those things came out. I know that you did the same thing when you were with the Queen, because that's what Tourette's does. But I want you to know that we're supporting you, and it didn't bother us. We're okay. We're grown-ups. We love you. We're here to support you. What can I do to donate to help other people with Tourette's? That's what celebrities could have done. That's not what they did.
And be a trendsetter, because then people will copy that, and then it'll just keep going.
But that's not what the celebrities did. That's not what they did. And folks, you can be better than celebrities. And when Tatiana Montesalani wonders, why is nobody heeding my call to boycott this? It's because we've had enough of this, ladies and gentlemen. We've had enough of their bad behavior. Tatiana's had all kinds of other bad behaviors. We're sick of Hollywood. We don't look up to them. We don't want to be with them. The Hollywood Hills are not a thrill to us. We'd rather be right where we are, trying to be better and trying to do a good thing. Redemption springs for everyone, though, folks, so all these people can turn it around. And we hope they do, because that would be a beautiful thing to see. Let's get out there and support all of this beautiful humanity. Doesn't matter what your skin color is, doesn't matter your ethnicity, doesn't matter your sex, doesn't matter your age, and doesn't matter your abilities or disabilities. Folks, you matter. Get out there and make the world a better place. Get out there and subscribe to MJ if you're not yet subscribed to this channel. We hope you will soon. Like, share, and drop a comment down below. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Why can't I go around topless anymore?
Because it's not appropriate.
Kevin Apollo isn't appropriate?
Kevin Apollo's like a Greek god. And besides, he does kind of wear shirts. Sometimes.
I mean, that kind of explains it.
I mean, technically Apollo is a Roman god borrowed from the Greeks, which makes sense, because he's powerful and has great takes.
Look, if you love Athena that much, you can marry him.
Nope, but I do plan to check out Lauren and Apollo on Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Wait, Lauren's there? This is another opportunity to see if we can get him to watch the Highlander movies.